Good evening. We've been given a grim new insight into our cost of living crisis, with inflation climbing at its steepest rate in 30 years. And we're being warned to brace for another 18 months of soaring grocery prices and more interest rate hikes as early as next week.
Climate activists making a searing statement as the Prime Minister's driven to work his head in a newspaper. In the headlines, bad news.
Inflation is high and rising.
Jumping 1.8% in the June quarter to 6.1% for the year. Mark Riley, 7 News.
2 women found dead inside their Sydney home last month have now been identified, but the mystery surrounding their death has only heightened. The sisters from Saudi Arabia have been living here for 5 years until they met with what police believe was foul play.
They're standard passport photos that may hold the key to a 2-month mystery.
The deaths are suspicious in nature, as we don't know the cause of death.
The former boyfriend of German backpacker Simone Strobel has been extradited to New South Wales to face charges over her murder in Lismore 17 years ago. Tobias Frederick Moran was arrested by homicide detectives in Perth yesterday. He's been living there with his new partner and their children.
Tobias, can you tell us what happened to Simone?
Expected to face court tomorrow. The 7 Manly players boycotting Thursday night's NRL match over a Pride jersey are taking their protest further. They're now staging a no-show to Brookvale Oval after learning Celebrity knew what was happening while they were kept in the dark.
Not playing, but still needed for training, the 7 Manly Seagulls boycotting tomorrow's NRL game. Chris Marr, 7 News.
Pauline Hanson has been labelled an absolute racist after storming out of the Senate, refusing to recognise our Indigenous ancestors. The controversial One Nation leader interrupted the acknowledgement of country, saying that she has as much right to this land as anyone.
Never one to shy away from controversy, Pauline Hanson is again demanding attention, storming out of the Senate.
Well, if you know me, I always speak my mind.
Interrupting the presidents in the middle of the acknowledgement of country.
And we'll have more from Birmingham a little later on in sport as our star athletes put the final touches on their games preparation. Well, still to come, what schools plan to do about an alarming rise of vaping among primary students. Can you believe it? An historic yacht goes up in flames after a facelift worth $250,000. And see what happens when a simple task goes horribly wrong. Police have seized almost $2 million worth of cannabis after uncovering a grow house on a busy road in Sydney's southwest. Officers kicked in the door of the Campsie property this morning, finding 483 plants of varying sizes. They'll now be destroyed as police hunt for the grower. Well, a piece of maritime history is now underwater after bursting into flames. Once considered the most luxurious yacht on Sydney Harbour, the Marabou had only just undergone a $250,000 refit before its demise.
A fierce orange glow in the middle of Iron Cove.
Oh my God.
The Marathon Ben Robert Smith defamation trial ended today, but a verdict could still be months away. He's suing 9 newspapers claiming they falsely portrayed him as a war criminal. His lawyer today saying the Victorian Cross holder was the victim of jealousy. The trial lasted 13 months, 6 of those caused by a break from COVID. There are growing calls for tougher rules or even federal government intervention as vaping takes off in schools right across the country. In fact, some principals have already gone to extreme lengths, hoping to stop a new generation becoming addicted to nicotine.
So many students are vaping, some schools are installing special detectors in bathrooms.
It was becoming a daily occurrence and on a number of occasions.
Set overseas now, and a Brazilian man has almost been blown apart after a massive explosion while refuelling his car. The man was thrown into the air and across the driveway and suffered serious injuries. A rusty tank may be to blame. And a televised debate between the 2 candidates vying to replace Boris Johnson has taken a surprising twist.
The freedom and democracy.
The debate's moderator fainted off camera during the live broadcast, leaving Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak stunned. The presenter Kate McCann is said to be fine, but the debate did not resume. Sports on the way, one of the biggest names from the West Tigers set for a shock to the Storm. And rain or shine, our Birmingham Stars say they are primed to bring home the gold.
Tonight's Sport Report brought to you by the V8 Hemi-powered Ram 1500 pickup truck range. Eats more than just utes.
Penrith co-captains Nathan Cleary and Isaiah Yeo are confident that they can cope without the injured Jerome Luai. Knee ligament damage could keep the gun 5'8" sidelined until the finals.
Braced for the worst. Despite a serious-looking knee injury, Jerome Luai still has a sense of humour.
He'll still be around, still be loud, I'm sure, with his boombox floating around.
Australia's Commonwealth Games hopefuls haven't arrived to the sweltering heat that's been dominating news headlines. Instead, their training sessions have already been a mix of every season, putting them in pretty good stead for whatever Mother Nature throws their way.
They arrived to short-lived sunshine, then rain. They're now training in the wet too.
Well, those cold winds aren't going anywhere just yet. Kirstie has you with the details right after the break. And check out tonight's weather photo showing a beautiful dusk at Blackhead Beach. Time once again for a look at international weather details with Kirstie. What's again in store, Kirstie? Windy?
Yeah, there's still some wind and still some cool temperatures around, Dan. Good evening, everyone. We have already had a couple of days of those cooler daytime temperatures thanks to a cold front and a trough that's also brought some showers. Into tomorrow, a high pressure system will extend towards regions in the northwest, bringing mostly settled weather before another trough and a cold front cross through our state early next week, bringing back some showers. Now onto our rain map, we can see the showers are predominantly located towards the south. We could see around 30 to 50 millimetres across the southwest slopes and the central west over the next few days or so, early into next week. A few scattered showers along the coast, otherwise looking dry and fine for the north and the west. Tomorrow across the state, a fairly cool night for the northwest, dropping down to just 3 degrees, but a maximum of 18 in Moree, dropping down to 1 in Tamworth, partly cloudy skies and 17 degrees. Across the coast, sunny skies at Kempsey with a top of 20, but some wet weather further south. Wollongong expecting a top of 19. Looking across the country now, remaining nice and sunny in the far north, Darwin and Broome, tops of 31 degrees. Summer all year round there, really. Alice Springs 21 and Canberra 14 degrees, Dan.
It's going to be cool over the next few nights as well, so
yes.
Got an old dog, bring it inside.
Yeah.
Cuddle up, I reckon. Special treatment. That's your news for this Wednesday, the 27th day of July. Thanks again for your company. I'm Daniel Gibson. Tell us again. Have a great night. Bye for now.